GitHub have just released a new update called GitHub CoPilot free for Visual Studio Code, and it's completely free to access. It looks super powerful. It's like an alternative to Windsurf or Bolt or Cursor, and it's basically a copilot that can help you create websites. Now today we're going to be testing out. I'll show you exactly how to install it as well. So the first thing that you'll want to get is a free account at github.com. Make sure you've got that before you sign up. Then from there as well, you want to make sure you have Visual Studio Code. So this is a local program that you can install on your laptop. And then finally, you're going to install GitHub CoPilot, which is available completely for free, as you can see. And as you can see right here, it's an AI code editor for everyone. Now, the power of this is that you can build tools, you can build websites, you can build new projects, and you can also just use AI to help you code. Now, I can't code at all, but I've created many different websites, tools, and apps using processes like this. And one of the biggest benefits, of course, with GitHub is that it has a lot of repositories that you can actually just import into GitHub Copilot. And then from there, you can start using that to code or create your own sort of tools around it as well. So I'm going to be testing it out. You can see the pricing here. For example, the free version, which literally just came out a few hours ago, gives you up to completions and 50 chat requests per month. And then there's a package for $10. Actually, with this, you actually get 30 days free anyway, so you could probably just cancel the trial and get even more credits. But you get the gist. This is how it works. This is what you get, etc. One of the best things about this is that you can actually code with Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which just makes everything easier, and it's probably my favorite tool for coding. Once you've installed it, it's going to look something like this. Let me pull this up. So this is Visual Studio Code. As you can see, there's actually a ton of extensions that you can get for this, but we're going to be focusing mainly on GitHub Copilot Chat over here. This is basically like an AI programmer, right? So you don't need to be able to code. You can just go in the chat, ask it to do some stuff, and then you can build whatever you want. I've tested out many different tools, for example, like Cursor, Bolt, Windsurf, etc. And I'm excited to test this one out as well. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on Open Chat. So you can see the icon at the top for GitHub Copilot. If we go to Open Chat, we can then start using it, right? Now you can actually attach documents to it as well, or you can chat directly in it. And you can also edit with Copilot, right? So there's two different options here. You can edit with Copilot, or you can chat with Copilot. So we're going to create a new file. Just go to File, New Window, and then from there we can create a new website. So let's call that example website. We'll hit Create File. And now the editor inside Copilot has that as a reference, right? So it's using that to edit the content. Now, if we just do something basic, like, for example, create an SEO cost calculator, like, we can start generating that. And it references the name of the file, which is example website at the top. Then it's going off and it's creating the HTML, etc. Obviously, you want to do a lot more prompting than this, but this is just an example to get the ball rolling on here. We'll click on Apply an Editor, and you can see now the HTML has gone from here to here. And then we'll also take this function as well and just click that icon right there. So it's quite small. It's easy to miss if you're doing this for the first time, but you just click on Apply an Editor like so, and then Accept Changes. So Apply an Editor, it's going to apply the code block, and there we go. It's super simple, super easy. All right, so now we're going to click to run live server in the bottom right. You can see it right here. Click Save on the project. Now I'm just going to hit Save on the project, like we'll hit Save. And I'm just going to click that box that says always save with AI generate changes without asking, just because it's annoying to have to click that every time. And then let's see if we can open it up. So open up the folder. I'm just going to drag that file into the folder to be able to open it up. So now we can see the files inside there. If we just go to open that folder, trust the authors. Now we've got example site here, so we can just open it in the Finder. That file, plug it in here. And then just one thing to bear in mind here is like just rename it as HTML. The file, grab that, you can plug it into Chrome, and you can see here we've got the SEO cost calculator that we literally just built in 1 minute. Obviously we're going to build something nicer than this, but this just gives you an idea of like how easy it is to do. So for example, if we plug in the keywords, plug in the months, let's check this works, hit calculate, boom shakalaka. We've just created a cost calculator in one prompt, right? Super easy and simple. So you just right click that and then click reveal in Finder, and that'll just open it up so that you can drag it into Chrome if you want to, right? If you're wondering, okay, how do you host these files? For example, let's say you want to upload this and actually get it hosted, etc. You can just go to netlify.com. That's what I'm using. I'm sure there's many other ways to do this, but this seems to be the easiest. So just add a new site, import from an existing project, try netlify drop. And then if we change that name to index.html, we'll drag that in, we'll drag that folder in. So make sure you add the folder, not the full file. And there we go. And if we open this up, we've got the SEO cost calculator hosted, online, super easy, took 2 seconds to do. And then also what you can do here is, if you go to domain management, you can click on add a domain and then just set this up with a custom domain. So let's say, for example, you wanted to call this SEOcostcalculator.com, then you would just go in here, search for whatever domain name you want, put in .com, hit verify. This is already registered. So let's say, for example, you just want to go with uk.com. You can just buy that and then it will automatically push your files to live on that custom domain, right? So you can see how easy it is, number 1, to build our websites, number 2, to get it hosted, number 3, to preview it, and it doesn't cost you a penny. The only thing that, of course, it's going to cost you for is a domain, but whatever you do in the world, you're going to have to pay for a domain, right? So that was a really basic way of using this. Let's talk about more advanced prompts. So here's an example for prompt. I've actually got loads of different SOPs on how you can use this. But what we're going to do from here is we're going to grab this prompt, like basically create a website on the topic of. So you just insert whatever keyword you want to rank for on your website. Then from here, we've got some source context. So it's not spam. It's just like actually tailored to me, my brand, and who I am. We're going to have some funnel links, like you can see. And then also we're going to say, link through this. Here's my brand colors. Set up a sitemap XML. Add some relevant meta titles, etc. Make the website basically nice. Now, this is something that I've done previously to build my own like local SEO or rank and rem websites. Here's an example. So this website we actually built with a no-code editor, GitHub CoPilot. All the stuff, like whether you're using Bolt, whether you're using Netlify, V0, Copilot, etc., they all work in similar ways. But the biggest difference is really, number 1, Copilot is free. Number 2, it links to GitHub. And number 3, it's hosted locally, right? Which means that you can just come back to the project, you can edit it in however you want, and then you got the file saved and ready to go. Whereas if you go back to a new project, it's quite hard to edit that later. So from here, what we'll do is we'll open up a new folder, put local SEO site, hit open, I'm going to trust the authors, and then we'll click on the chat over here. And then I've pasted in the requirements right here. Now you can see it's responding really quickly. Obviously, this is a much more advanced project than we just built, which was super basic. And you see how it plans out the whole project, right? So set up the project structure, create the pages, navigation bar, content, add the links, styling, etc. And then it just goes off and creates it, right? It's even planned out the meta titles, the additional pages. You got the sitemap XML, script.js, etc. And then we can go through this and just add it into the project. But one thing you want to make sure this is don't use the chat, use the editor. So the chat is like good for getting responses directly, but the editor is what you want to actually build projects. I'm just going to add that file. So just always make sure you're on the editor, not the chat. It's easy to get them mixed up. All right, so now we're just going to add the file. We'll put the new file here. So index.html, plug that into the file, select that as a reference, and then we can start applying this. So you see how it's applying the code block here? And then we're just going to add a style CSS. So if you don't already have it, you can just click on this button right here and actually create the style CSS. So these are basically like the files in the project of your website. So we'll take that, plug that in. And then finally, we need the sitemap XML. So we'll create that as well. And there we go. All right. So just to recap on this super basic website project, we've got the index.html, the style CSS, the sitemap XML. We've created our project and this should be good to test. Let's grab that, plug it in. Then from here, we're just going to save the project. And one thing to note here is that you want to save everything. So for example, if we just flick to style CSS, just save that before you test it out. Otherwise, what's going to happen is when you drag that into Chrome like we did before, it's going to look like this because it has no style CSS versus this, which looks a bit nicer. I wouldn't say that's great. I think you definitely need more back and forth with the code editor than you do with other projects. For example, if I give exactly the same project to Windsurf, let me open up Windsurf, I'll show you what I mean. And this is very similar to GitHub. So we'll open up a new window, set up a new folder, Windsurf local. There we go. By the way, I'm not paying for Windsurf either. And we'll plug in the same prompt, as you can see. It's going to ask us if we want to go ahead. So you can see here, it's basically planned out the whole thing. I do think there's something that just feels a bit easier in the UI. It feels a bit more noob friendly, if I'm honest with you. And that tends to do a better job. The thing as well, you can do exactly the same thing inside Bolt. So if you give that same prompt to Bolt, I think honestly, the design, my gut instinct is the design is going to be 10 times better. I think the Visual Studio Code is not bad. It does the coding, it creates a website, etc. But it's just not as user friendly as Bolt or V0 or Windsurf, right? For example, if we wait for this to load, using exactly the same prompts as you can see. Number one, I don't have to click accept each time. Number two, it just creates all the project files for me. And number three, it's super easy to deploy, right? You just create that deploy. And look at that, like right, which one are you going to choose? And this is using exactly the same prompt, right? So you got CoPilot's attempt right here, and then you got Bolt's website right here, right? And this one you can deploy in one click using Bolt. Whereas this one, you're going to have to drag it into Netlify or whatever you want to do. So honestly, for me, like CoPilot is good, useful, does the job, but it does it very basically, right? If I had a choice between which developer in real life I would hire, for sure it's going to be Bolt. If you paid 100K for this, you would not be happy. But this one, that's a super nice website ready to go. Straight off the bat, straight out of the box, right? And it's all customized and personalized to me. So I think for SEO, for creating tools, websites, apps, etc., unless you're super technical, I don't think that GitHub is the right choice versus, say, Bolt.new or Windsurf or V0, etc., right? Now, what I've actually done is for any of these no-code AI editors, number one, I've got all the video notes right here. Number two, we've talked about some use cases, why you would use it, etc. But if you want access to all of my SOPs, including, for example, these SOPs on like how I built an affiliate site using this process, local SEO sites, keyword combiner tools, some workflows for Bolt.new, even, for example, how I built an enterprise SEO ROI calculator, service websites, tools, calculator websites, EMDs, etc., then feel free to get the video notes for this, link in the comments and description. And inside there, number one, you'll get over 200 AI SEO lessons on how to do keyword research, link building, AI agents, how to make money with SEO, etc. And also, if we go to the free SEO tools section right here, if you like free SEO tools, you're going to love this. We've got loads of different tools, and we have the video notes down here for GitHub CoPilot. So feel free to get that link in the comments and description to the free course. And if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session that shows you how to get more leads, traffic, sales of SEO, feel free to book them. On this free link building acceleration session, we'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors this month and generate thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. Now, in this free link building acceleration session, you'll get a free SEO domination plan, discover the secrets of link building, or answer any questions you have. You learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors to link building, and how to 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for us. Now, normally you would pay like thousands of dollars for a consultation like that. We're giving it away for free just because we want to help you. And you can get that link in the comments and description. I think even just for getting your questions answered, it's probably worth it. So feel free to book that in. Hope to see you on there. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.